Some secrets don't whisper, they roar, shaking the foundations of everything you thought you knew about yourself. My name is Clara, and sharing this story feels incredibly vulnerable. It's a deeply personal experience that I haven't shared with anyone close to me, but maybe putting it into words will help me process everything. Last summer, my brother and his wife had left their son, Ethan, to me for the weekend since he had gone away for the weekend. Ethan had just turned 18. That was a brilliant and thoughtful boy who had always been an easy person to get along with. I didn't even think twice, assuming it would be days like any other: movies, snacks, easy-flowing conversations. And nothing eventful occurred that first day. I spent time with Ethan watching a funny series, just laughing over ridiculous jokes and sharing life experiences. Everything seemed okay, but no one could ever have imagined that the next day would bring as much change. It was mid-morning when Ethan said he was going to meet some of his friends. I was grateful to have some time alone in the house for a few hours and went straight into my bedroom. With the door slightly ajar, I scrolled through social media for a bit and then decided to watch something to lift my mood. Everything seemed normal. It didn't even cross my mind that Ethan might come back early. But then the door opened unexpectedly. I turned, startled, to see Ethan standing there with a surprised look on his face. "Clara, I forgot my keys," he said quickly, but his expression betrayed more than his words. For a moment, time seemed to freeze. I felt my cheeks flush with embarrassment as I scrambled to cover myself, wishing I could disappear. "Ethan, you should knock," I managed to say, my voice trembling. His gaze shifted nervously, and he stepped back, muttering an apology. "I'm sorry," he said almost too quietly before turning and leaving the room. The rest of the day passed in awkward silence. Ethan avoided meeting my eyes, and I felt a tension in the air that hadn't been there before. That evening, as we sat in the living room, I decided to address what had happened. "Ethan," I began cautiously. "About earlier. Let's just forget it, okay?" He nodded quickly, but his expression remained unreadable. "Sure." I thought that would be the end of it, but the unease lingered. Over the next few days, Ethan seemed to find excuses to be around me more often. Small touches, lingering glances, it all felt strange. Yet, there was an undeniable connection forming between us. One evening, as I was cleaning up after dinner, Ethan approached me. His voice was hesitant but steady. "Clara, can we talk?" I turned to face him, the dish towel drying my wet hands. "Of course. What's on your mind?" I can't stop thinking about what happened," he admitted, his cheeks turning red. "Ethan, it was an accident," I said quickly. "There's no need to dwell on it." "It's not just that," he said, moving closer. "I feel different when I am around you, like I can talk to you about anything." His words stunned me. I didn't know what to say, so I remained silent, hoping he'd continue. "You're somebody I trust completely," he said, "and I think I might feel something more than that." His confession stunned me. Ethan was my nephew, and anything more than a familial affection would be unthinkable. But as he stood there, vulnerable and honest, I could not deny the pull I felt. It was not right, and yet I could not ignore it. "Ethan," I said softly, "this can't happen. You're my family." "I know," he said, his voice cracking. "But I've never felt this way before." I reached out and placed a hand on his shoulder, trying to steady us both. "We have to set boundaries. Whatever you're feeling, it's not something we can act on." Our conversation didn't ease the tension between us. Ethan's presence became a constant reminder of the complicated emotions swirling inside me. I tried to focus on my own life, but his messages and visits continued. One evening, I received a text from Ethan, "Can I come over? I need to talk." I hesitated but replied, "Okay." When he arrived, his expression was serious. "Clara," he began, "I know you said this isn't right, but I can't stop thinking about you. That's what makes it so special. There's one person who somehow understands me completely. Ethan, I said firmly, this has nothing to do with what we want. This has to do with what is right. Then why does this feel so right? He insisted, his anger evident in every word. No, I have no answer because the truth of the matter was, I didn't know why. I knew we simply couldn't give in to them. We kept things normal for a while. Our relationship was still strong, but we knew where the line was drawn. It wasn't easy, but it was necessary.